In this video, I'm going to show you how to memorize numbers using the major system. Let's go. Hi, it's Tansel here, 4-time Australian memory champion helping you learn faster and better. If you think this is helpful to you, please subscribe to the channel, like and share it if you really love it. So let's get started. Now the major system is a technique to help you memorize longer set of numbers. We talked about using linking method and how you can connect numbers using number rhyme, things like that. But for real hardcore people like myself that enter memory competitions or people that need to memorize more than 10, 20 digits, this is cool. And it does help with remembering larger set of numbers as well. Now the major system is a phonetic system. So I'm going to go through the system with you. And as I'm writing down the steps, I'll explain as I go. So the major system is a system to help you memorize numbers. And how it works is essentially you're replacing a digit with a letter. And the reason why you want to do that is, let's say you have two digits together, you can now form a word. So you've got here, 9 is a P or B, and 2 is an N. So we can make a word up like pen, right? We could say pen, we could say pin, we could say pun, we could say bin, bun, 92. Let's look at another number. Let's say number 35. 3 is an M and 5 is an L. So we could say male, right? Both males, M-A-L-E or M-A-I-L. We can put numbers, letters in between as long as they don't correspond to the major system. And that's how powerful this technique is, because what we're doing is grabbing two digits for one image, whereas other techniques that we've spoken about earlier is just one image per one digit. Now the cool thing about this is once you have a long set of numbers, you can connect those images together and memorize them. So let's go through that now. So let's say we have the number, and I'm just totally going random here, 4, 7, 8, 2, 2, 9, 6, 1. Let's say we have that number there and we want to memorize it using the major system. First thing we're going to do is break it down in pairs. So I've got 47, 82, 29 and 61. So that gives us 4 images to remember this 8-digit number. 47, what's 47? That's an R and a K sound. Now remember, this is a phonetic system, so this is like a CK as well. It's K, phonetic system. So this could be rock. So I'll write that down. Rock. And 82, so I've got an F or V and 2 is an N. So we could say fan or fin, like a shark fin. So I'll just say fan. Fan. Then we've got 29. We've got 29, so let's look at 2 is an N, 9 is a P or B. So we've got, let's say nap, as in sleep. And the final one is 61. So we got a sh sound and a T. Damn, I shouldn't have chosen this one. All right, so let's say shot, because that's what everyone was thinking, right? Here we go. So now, in order to remember these digits, what we can do is create a story that's in order. And why in order? Because you're going to remember the number in order, aren't you? So let's go through. So I'm going to picture a rock. Now, instead of just picturing a rock, I'm going to think, okay, I think of the famous rock, right? Dwayne Johnson. So if you know who Dwayne Johnson is, or if you don't know who he is, go check him out. The Rock. I'm sure most people do. So The Rock, connect that with fans. So he's got a lot of fans, clearly. So maybe he's talking to a fan or a whole bunch of fans. So he's talking to The Rock, he's talking to a whole bunch of fans. And then, out of nowhere, absolutely out of nowhere, he just starts to take a nap. Right? This is The Rock we're talking about. So hopefully he's not watching this video. Well, if he is, yeah, please subscribe and share the channel. So Rock is talking to his fans, starts just all of a sudden falls asleep, starts taking a nap, and then what happened is that, I won't say someone shot him because that's just, that doesn't sound right. So maybe they were shooting a video or a movie, right? So Rock talking to his fans, suddenly falls asleep, is napping, people freak out, they're shooting a video from it. So, which is a lot more clean and, positive, instead of being shot on the floor, which is no good, right? That's the story to remember. Okay, so I've rubbed that off. Now I want to see if you can remember what those digits were by remembering the story. So let's go. So what was the initial story? Who did we start off with? And you're probably thinking, okay, there was that guy. Who was that guy? It was the Rock, right? The Rock. Now, Rock is 4 is an R. So, okay, we've got a 4 there as a digit. And K sound is, it's a 7. So 47. Now, what was Rock doing? He was talking to someone, right? Or a group of people. I was talking to his fans. So, we've got 8. And fan, N, is a 2. Cool. So the Rock is talking to his fans. What happens next? Yes, he takes a nap. He falls asleep, right? N, 2 is an N. And P is a 9. Takes a nap. And what happens after that? Well, they're shooting the video, right? Or movie. So shoot. So we got 6, not 0. We got 6 for shoot, and 1 is T. Shoot. So Rock, fan, nap, shoot. That's a story we've created, and you remembered 8 digits so easily like that. So when I memorized the phone book, that's the exact same process that I did. All I did was, let's say this was an ad that I had to memorize. All I did was connect the ad to that number and bang, memorized it. I'll go through more of the practical elements of the major system, but for now, what you can do is have a play around with this system. See what other numbers you can memorize like that. You can also use this on the location method as well, which I'll do more videos on in my memory training series. So that's how we memorize numbers using the major system. It's fairly simple. The difficult part is for people is that when they start out, they try and memorize this at the start. You don't want to be able to memorize it at the start. What you want to do is you want to write this down somewhere or have it close to you as you're practicing, and then write out a few numbers, look at the code, and then make up the story. Look at the code, make up the story. Use that as a reference. Eventually you'll memorize it. I'll make another video on memorizing the major system as well. It's just not that priority for your training. The priority for training is making these stories up, because that's what trains the encoding. And it's the encoding process that we want to work on. And you see in a lot of my videos, I talk about encoding. That's the gold standard to be able to memorize a lot better, is to be able to encode a lot faster. That's the major system. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. If you really found this helpful, please like the video, subscribe to the channel as well, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.
Before I log off, hopefully you might be able to see. I'll skip the video anyway. I'll skip the video. Now if I mix around.